Hi, hello, welcome on in to today's stream. I am very low energy. It has been a month. If you're thinking to yourself, but it's only June 2nd, it has still been a month. And I will not proceed any further with that line of thought on stream, at least. Hello, welcome. I'm really bad at intros, it feels like, and I'm also just very out of it for a lot of reasons. But again, reasons are probably this is probably not the best place to discuss. But I will just say, hi, happy Pride Month. This is a very interesting Pride Month for me because one, I started HRT on June 1st, so yay! So it's been a full year, and it's been an interesting year for sure. Not exactly how I thought my first year of HRT would go, in many ways. Okay, that was a music shift. I'm like, oh. But yeah, I wish everybody a happy Pride Month, or at least as good as you can make it, because things are not the best at the moment. But I guess to try to spin it into something a little bit more inspirational, I do hope that everyone at least tries to make the best of it at the very least, even if it's not the best time overall. Yeah. I'm rooting for everybody who's like going through their respective hardships with being LGBT at the moment. Again, kind of like, it's difficult to talk about without straying into specifics that I feel like would be too heavy for talking about on a stream. But yeah, I just kind of want to quickly say a few words on the subject. I am gonna do a thing. First of all, I need to turn off the music. And we're... Oh, I'm not on the screen. Oops. Is that it? There we go. So we're gonna hop to it very quickly, but I am actually gonna make a slight detour for reasons that'll be obvious momentarily. So we are kicking off today at Joke's End, one of the final areas, so we should be able to finish the game today. However, I'm actually not going to do this. I'm going to show off a minigame first, because there's not really a better time to show it off, and I want to show it, even if I'm, one, going to botch it, and two, we are definitely not going to get the max reward by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not that good at this. But, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to finish up the game. I did a test run last night, and I was able to get through it in like 2 hours, skipping dialogue, but I also used really broken equipment, so I don't know if that's going to affect anything, like if I try not using the broken equipment, if it'll take a lot longer. So I guess we'll have to find out. I just got distracted by a ping on my phone, and I'm like, I really want to watch the video that just showed up in my recommendations, but I definitely cannot watch it right now. Wow, I found it really quickly. Thank goodness. I do love having to re-inflate Luigi like that. I've got a little game going on here. Any chance you two might be interested in playing? Want to hear the rules? Nope. And good luck out there. I don't need the rules. I know how to play this game. So basically what we have to do is surf along a track and pop balloons. Hi. Thank you for something. I just got like some kind of ping, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hi Chibi. Thank you for the subscription. The alert did not play the GIF. I have been having so many issues with GIFs not playing on the alerts. It's really frustrating, actually. And I don't know what's causing that, to be honest. And again, the weird part is if I hit preview in the Twitch dashboard, it'll actually play the GIF no problem. It's like, it makes no sense. But yeah, thank you so much for that, actually. Enjoy your, like, 2 emotes, because I still need to commission some at some point. The artists I had in mind are not taking commissions. Finished! That's not a good time. I don't care that strongly, though. Let's see how you did. Your lapse time is 54 seconds. Well, wow, have you gotten the hang of it yet? Try for 50 seconds or less next time, okay? Here's my present. Got a woo bean. So you can get different kinds of beans. I want to say there's like a rare equipment item that you can get by doing this, but shrug. I don't care that strongly about this, to be honest. And again, I'm really bad at it too, but again, just to acknowledge it. So yeah, there's a lot of side content if you want to engage with it. The big thing that we are not doing on stream, because that'll take too darn long, is Harhal's studio and, you know, perfecting all the different minigames. Thank you for the hydration check as well. Yeah, I have a sub goal, it's like 10 concurrent, but again, it's very fluid at the moment. It's not like super, like, set in stone. I have, like, very loose goals in place. Hello, welcome on in. All you missed is a minigame so far. So we did see the intro of Jokes End last time, which is a little bit awkward, but oh well. So I'm gonna do my usual shtick of fighting everything, because I like fighting everything and being over-leveled as hell in RPGs. I'm only saying mildly jokingly. But again, I have so many stories about, like, I played X game and, like, massively over-leveled, and now everything just goes down in one hit. So that's just how I play these games. So we have a bunch of enemies here. We got the Glurps, and I think Clumps are the other enemies with the clubs. These are weak to hand attacks, but actually resist both hammer and jump attacks. So we gotta be careful about that. We haven't seen Fire Bros yet. Basically, you have to just mash the charge up and then send as many fireballs back as you can. I do not know what it takes to actually advance either of these two final moves, or Cyclone Bros for that matter. Cyclone Bros advance is pretty decent. Thunder Bros advance, I don't remember. Same with Fire. With the Clump enemies, if you actually just hit them with a fire attack, their hair will burn off and they'll run away from battle, but you won't get experience. Which isn't like a big deal, I guess, but just, you know, worth noting. How am I doing? That is a very difficult question to answer, and I'm not going to elaborate further in this avenue. Oof. So yeah, Thunder Bros does have the nice benefit of lowering defense. A lot of strategies involve hitting enemies with a Thunder Bros and then using that lower defense to deal as much damage as possible. So we'll be seeing that a lot coming up. In general, I almost feel like a problem I have with this point in the game is just how, like, strategies are going to be doing the same thing over and over again. Like, there's not going to be as much deviation with strategizing, because, let's be real, you really don't have to strategize very much in this game. You can kind of use the same tricks over and over again and get through the entire game that way, which isn't necessarily a complaint, admittedly, but it's just kind of acknowledgement. So we have another mole. He gives us a bunch of peppers. That's, like, okay, but I never use them, so I'll just sell them later on, most likely. And there's another enemy over here. I'm not gonna fight every enemy in this area. Again, my typical routine is if the bros are separated, I will not engage in combat to avoid, like, one getting over-leveled compared to the other. I like having their levels kind of synced up, just maybe a perfectionism thing, admittedly. But in general, I kind of don't like them getting too spread out in terms of experience. Speaking of which, we saw the enemies here at least. This is Jorah, as a reminder. I wonder if you can even make it over here. Of course we can, but it might take a bit. But yeah, just to show it off here, if we do a first strike on the Glurp here, it actually does a decent chunk of damage, but, like, regular attacks are kind of not doing a whole lot for us. Hi, thank you for the head pats. Again, I really need to figure out why alert gifts are not playing. They're actually in WebM format, which I think is the recommendation actually, so I might just have to convert them to GIFs and see if that fixes them. But it might make it worse because it's a bigger file size, so it might actually be harder to run. So that's kind of my current concern. Captain Caveman, I do not understand that reference, unfortunately. Again, for the sake of time, I'm actually gonna start skipping over Chuckle Beans and Who Beans and Hidden Blocks, just because, let's be real, we finished the cafe side quest, and I kinda just wanna get a move on. Cafe side quest, not to be confused with cafe in, with a K. That's a joke for another game that I do intend to play for the series. I can't wait to do that side quest twice. If you know, you know. So, this song is not good. This song is kind of considered a weak point of the game, I think, just because it's so repetitive. I'm not a fan either, admittedly. It's fine, I guess. By the way, Mario does have the bonus ring, which means if we get through a battle without taking damage, we actually gain bonus experience. Unfortunately, that hasn't been exactly going well for us, so... Oops. I'm getting the hang of Chopper Bros at least, which is good because Chopper Bros is straight up one of the... Oops. One of the best attacking moves in the entire game. And the reason it is because if you have the Mush Badge, the damage drop-off is reduced, therefore you will be able to finish the fight, like, in no time. Alright, neat. Cool. Dodge that real quick, and... I'm just saving bonus points, I don't know why. I forgot what I did off screen for leveling. I almost feel like we could use some more speed at this point. We're not getting first attacks very often. Like, I think enemies have been attacking first a lot, so we're gonna bump speed up a bit. Luigi's speed is actually kind of bad at the moment. And of course he gets the worst roll because his speed is worse. Thanks, game. Oh, hi. As a meteorologist, I'm particularly interested in the whirlwinds that appear in the seas in this area. When rotational energy is added to warm updrafts of air, whirlwinds occur. It's quite fascinating. I would love to research this mechanism further and test it out somewhere. Gee, I wonder what that's all about. Oh, this area is a whole thing. Also, yeah, Fire Bros, we should probably try to level up both moves just for the heck of it. The only problem I have with this move is it takes forever to actually play out. It's one of the slower Bros attacks in terms of the animation, even though it's good against enemies where you get crits at least. No, can't complain about the damage, but I can complain about how long it takes. Yeah, Luigi's still being outpaced by enemies, which isn't my favorite thing. Also this button mash is really hard in my opinion for the Cyclone Bros. Yeah, you can get an extra hit in if you have the advanced version, but doesn't exactly help us here. Well, that sucks. I mean, if the clump attacks, we're kinda screwed either way, but hey, we're fine. Again, I'm just kinda trying to level up these moves for the heck of it. If I thought of it, I would've done this off stream. I just had the moves maxed out and ready to go for the stream, but oops, I forgot. Yeah, that takes too long. Chopper Bros is also just more powerful in most cases. Again, it's actually not a crit against the clumps. It does regular damage, but it just has a chance of like immediately forcing it out of battle, basically. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There's a lot of Who Beans that I do not need. Oh, that was just one Who Bean, never mind. That's the way forward, so I need to go back this way. Speaking of way forward, has anyone tried Shantae Advanced yet? Because I feel like I've heard literally no one talk about it. I mean, I feel like it comes down to people not wanting to support a Game Boy Advance release from the limited run. But it's just kind of interesting, and I feel like I heard literally nothing about this game. It's a shame too, because like this has been a problem with Shantae like twice now, where it's like both this game and Seven Sirens, because of their weird release patterns, got like zero hype going in. And it's kind of a bummer, because I like Shantae, but yeah, I swear I've seen nothing on Advance. Other than like the cartridges are like in awful shape. Like just kind of scrounged together parts basically. Oh, that's not the way forward. It's like I kind of am over supporting limited run if I'm being totally blunt for a lot of reasons. But this newest release does not inspire confidence in my opinion. It looks pretty shoddy. But like, I was excited about this game and it has been confirmed for consoles already. And I'm looking forward to it on consoles, but it's just a case of like, when the hell are we getting a release date? I mean, you know, Summer Games Fest is soon. Last time an issue for Seven Sirens. I just kind of feel like with Seven Sirens, because of the Apple Arcade release, like, no one talked about the game when it came out. I was also half the game, but even then when the console release came out, so many people were like, I'm gonna get the limited run version. You know what that means? Waiting 6 months to get a copy. I say only slightly jokingly. I think I've told the story before, but with Seven Sirens, I got my copy the week... No, that was Bug Fables, actually. Yeah, with Bug Fables, I straight up got my copy after like 6 months. The week Metroid Dread came out. So needless to say, I didn't really play Bug Fables. This timing is really finicky, by the way, for this, like, hand action here. Sounds really weird out of context, actually. So yeah, in general, I just kind of feel like the partnership with Limited Run, while obviously financially makes sense because, you know, WayForward's a small company, I just kind of feel like the series itself has been mishandled kind of badly for a bit, so that makes me sad a little bit. I am very lost, if I'm being real. And we're only like half an hour in. We're not even half an hour in, and I'm already like, where the hell are we going? Which is always a good sign. That's probably a hidden block up here, huh? Because sometimes you can kind of spot it, like, yeah, no, this looks like where a hidden block would be. Again, I'm really bad at these, and you can do these like block mini games 3 times per. But I don't really want to because they take a bit. So we'll do it once. See how many coins we can actually get. I haven't even been keeping track of what our best score is for a single run. The other thing worth mentioning, though, is obviously Summer Games Fest is this week. Oh, well, that was kind of not great. I will not be reacting to Summer Games Fest, I'll just say on record right now. Because I think would annoy me, if I'm being honest. Ah, I see. Okay. I know what I did wrong. We didn't go this way. Down to the furnace, because we gotta light a fire over here. Yeah, sometimes you can just kind of spot, like, this feels too obvious to have nothing on it. That almost looks too tall to do a high jump on. I'm also surprised. Really aren't missing much. Basically, if anything cool happens at Summer Game Fest, I will react to it on Monday, and I'll just watch individual trailers. I don't want to support the actual show for a myriad of reasons. I'm not going to elaborate. Maybe I will someday, but I don't feel like doing it during Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I mean, to quickly talk about hopes, though, I think my main hopes for this is basically, like, Capcom stuff. Yeah, they're doing like some kind of thing next year. This is where the real challenge starts. Look, you probably should just give up and go home. Yeah, no, we're not about that lifestyle. But yeah, at this point the bros get split up and we'll be a little bit more choosy with combat just to, you know, again, avoid the level spread getting too bad between the two. What was I saying? SD3. Oh yeah, right. I don't really trust the ESA with that though, and that's the unfortunate part is, yeah, I don't feel great about them either. It's like, you know, a case of the devil you know, essentially. Which at this point, I don't know which would count as the devil you know and the devil you don't. It kind of feels like a lose-lose either way. Yeah, I have strong complaints about the way Jeff Keighley has run his shows, but again, that's probably neither here nor there. The other thing worth mentioning is, like, with Capcom specifically, I'm not expecting anything Okami for a really long time. I'm expecting Okami to get a trailer straight up in, like, 2028. That is my actual guess, because to my understanding, when Okami was shown off at the Game Awards, basically there was nothing actually done on the game itself. It was just them announcing that Clover Studio's back, basically, or Clover's Studio with an S now. And that's literally it. That's all there is to that. So, because there's no information, I can't really get that excited about it. I'm excited on principle that, you know, Clover is back in some capacity, but like in practice, it kind of doesn't change anything for me, because it's like, yeah, cool, I can't wait to play this game in like 4 years from now. Because yeah, game development takes a while, so when games take this long to make, announcing a game with a cinematic teaser to just kind of announce that it exists just kind of means, oh hey, can't wait to play that in 50 million years. Capcom will have a spotlight. Oops, it's B. My issue with Capcom right now is I really don't care about Street Fighter. So a lot of their slate is just kind of like whatever, unless like any other Capcom series gets announced, which is like my weird Capcom take. Because I'm very ambivalent towards Street Fighter at the moment. I need to give 6 a proper chance though, to be fair. But as of now, it's like not a whole lot has like inspired confidence for me. I don't even think we're gonna get Ace Attorney 7 anytime soon. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. The theory I have at best is that they rebooted it. For some reason, I don't know why they would have, but I've also just kind of lost interest in current Ace Attorney. The two things that would get me back into Ace Attorney... Oh, hi. Wow, if you come all the way here, you obviously don't give up easily. Cool. So this is a present from me to you. Press the A and B buttons to hit the blocks that come flying and score points. If you get 30 points in 25 seconds or less, I'll open this door for you. Cool. The only things that would get me like super interested in Ace Attorney again is if like Athena's the main character, like straight up. Like, I can't think of much else with Ace Attorney that would get me like super excited. If it's just another Phoenix game, for example, I'll be like, neat, I guess, but shrug. Like, I know they won't do a game for Athena, but a girl can dream. It's like, I know Capcom, they're weird, they're frustrating me, to be honest. Now, needless to say, what I'm about to talk about is like complete speculation. But there's been a lot of talk about like, what is the next Resident Evil going to be? The next new Resident Evil, because like, spoilers for Village, we're probably gonna get a protagonist change for Resident Evil 9. I think that's a safe bet. So this raises the question of like, who's gonna be the main character? Is it going to be someone new? Is it gonna be an old character? Is it just gonna be like the same 2 characters they pick in every game? Are we finally getting another game with Jake of all characters? Like, what are they going to do with this game? Oh yeah, Yoko Shimomura is doing a song for SF6. My take on... Oops, that is correct, okay. My take on Street Fighter 6 is... there's currently a rumor of the Season 3 cast. I'm not gonna say it for obvious reasons. See, like, I want Resident Evil 9 to bring back Jill. Based on current leaks, it looks like it's not going to be Jill. If the current leaker is full of shit, which people have reason to believe, and Jill is in the game, I'll be very happy, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on it, because I know Capcom. So yeah, there have been rumors like, oh, Jill was considered, but they decided against that, and I'm like, well, Capcom just hates fun, I guess. I mean, you know who I want to come back, it should be very obvious. Like, if Jill's the main character of Resident Evil 9, that would be, like, immediately sold on this game. But I'm not counting on it, because this is why we can't have nice things. I'm just expecting Chris again, not gonna lie. Like, they're gonna retroactively make, this current trilogy the Chris trilogy. And it's gonna be boring as hell. Because it's like he's in so many games. Oops, we are out of bros points with Luigi. That is a problem. We definitely need to heal up a bit after this fight, I think. Because I have been reckless. That's actually overkill. We'll just use a mushroom. How many syrups do we have? 42! Meaning of life. Might as well use them up. Like, if we get, like, a... I just want a female character in general. Like, I don't care who. Like, I'll take Rebecca at this point. I'll be really happy if they bring back Sheva at any point. As a main character, not just, like, the sidekick to Chris. But, in general, Resident Evil has a problem with that, where, like, everyone just ends up being, like, a sidekick. What is this question? I'm trying to decipher the meaning of it. But hi! Welcome on in. I'm questioning what chonkling would even mean, by definition. Okay, can I complain about Death Island for a bit? I don't like how Death Island makes her look exactly like Resident Evil 3 Jill, because they were cheap. I wish she had anything to differentiate her from her RE3 remake design. I think it's really bad, honestly. Like, it's pragmatic, but I don't like it. I legitimately wish she at least had the blonde hair from Resident Evil 5. That would have helped a little bit. Oh, hi. Oh man, cut it out. You're the most stubborn people I know. No girls would ever like you. Damn, okay. Yeah, hi everybody. I feel like I've been bad about saying names, so yeah. GB was around earlier. I still need to hydrate. But yeah, hi AC, hi Kylie, hi Nicole, hi Mario. Again, I just got kind of lost in the game for a bit. Literally and figuratively. Oh, no. Oops, that is a problem. So yeah, my Resident Evil hope and dream is for anything with a female lead at this point. Like, that is my very simple ask at this point. I will take any female lead. I know I will have a massive monkey's paw probably at some point, but at least for now, that is my current thought. Hi Rex, welcome on in. But yeah, I was just kind of talking a little bit about Summer Games Fest. Again, I don't care that strongly. Again, my main request, not request, but hope for Summer Games Fest is I just want, you know, anything Resident Evil. It's been a hot minute, and by that I mean it's been like, what, 2 years? Like, the funny part with Resident Evil is like, how many Resident Evils do we get every year? Like, how often do we get a Resident Evil? We get a Resident Evil like every 2 years. So we are like on target, but also like, it feels like it should have been announced by now. Yeah, I don't really like Death Island's chill design, just because I think it's not interesting. Again, this is the part where I'm extremely predictable, and remind everybody, in case you didn't know, hey, did you know that Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 3 Remake is voiced by the same actress as Jacko Valentine? For the English dub, specifically, I should also clarify. It all comes back to Guilty Gear. You're sure Resident Evil 5 Remake will be announced? I don't think we're getting 5 Remake. I think, right now, 5 Remake would be a weird look, given that we haven't gotten a new Resident Evil for a while. One was Village. Like, Village would have been 2000... wow, I'm bad at time. When the hell would that have been? 2021, yeah, it's been like a long time, and like... 3 Remake is obviously an exception, because, you know, 3 is kind of like a sidestep from 2. But I almost feel like they need to alternate, because if they just do 5 Remake, I don't feel like that's gonna be great, personally. The rumors I've seen for a bit are actually, like, that they have other games they want to remake first, and I've always kind of thought of this on my own, that I think the way, if you were to ask me point blank, if you were in charge of Capcom's Resident Evil studio, and were tasked with making Resident Evil and deciding the pipeline for the franchise at this point, what would I do? What I would do is... Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, I would treat as a trilogy of sorts. 2, 3, and 4 are kind of like the Leon and Raccoon City trilogy of sorts. These are all like connected games, either because of Leon or because of Raccoon City. So, if I were in charge of Resident Evil, what I would do is then go, oh hey, what's next? Resident Evil 5, if we're going in order of what they haven't done yet. So, what I would do is go backwards at this point. Because I think what they should do is make more remakes, but in a separate trilogy sort of energy of like, quote-unquote, the Wesker trilogy of remakes. Which would entail Resident Evil 1 remake again, but basically like... I kind of want... The way I would remake Resident Evil 1, which again, the concept of remaking a game that already had a remake is not popular, to be fair, but I think it's actually justified in this case, for a few reasons. However, what I would do is I would basically combine 0, like have Resident Evil 1 remake, but like third person over the shoulder, and then have like a bonus campaign that's like kind of like Lost in the Shadows for Resident Evil 5, that kind of style, but have that be Resident Evil 0. So that would be my idea for a Resident Evil 1 remake, is to basically have a second campaign of sorts. That's Resident Evil 0 with Rebecca and what's his name? Steve? No, Steve is Code Veronica, right? I haven't played either, because I think both sound not fun. So that'd be like the Billy, okay. But then that would be like the first part of like the Wesker trilogy. And so part 2 of that would be Code Veronica remake. And then basically tell that story, get rid of the transphobia, obviously, because big yikes to that whole thing, from what I understand of it. And also get rid of the bad item systems in both games, because I hear both games make choices. Like, oh, you don't have item boxes in Zero, you just have to set things on the ground. That sounds kind of miserable, not gonna lie. So yeah, I feel like that would be the move, is to basically, now that they've gone through the Leon side of the story, go back and kind of reestablish Wesker as a character by remaking those other games. But again, that's just what I would do if I was in charge of Resident Evil at this point. Oh, oops, I forgot a step. Okay. I'm kind of going on autopilot, admittedly, because I'm talking about Resident Evil. So yeah, that would be what I would do. I don't feel like right now they can jump straight into 5. At least that's my feeling. Maybe this is a hot take, but I kind of feel like if they jump straight into RE5 remake, it'd be a missed opportunity because of not having as much of the history of Wesker and Chris established in a more current, quote-unquote, current generation gaming setting. Which again, brings up the bizarre feeling of that was a 2009 game, it wasn't that old. But the point still stands, that Resident Evil 5 is borderline retro at this point. And again, that's one of those things of like, I don't like that, but it's true. Shit, no, that's like... That's almost, That's almost 15 years old. Or over 15 years old, I think. Is my math wrong? 2009? Yeah, it's 16 years old this year. So, like, I don't think it's unreasonable to remake Resident Evil 5 from a year perspective, and also, I kind of feel like Resident Evil 5's in the is like in a weird camp, because a lot of Resident Evil 5 hasn't aged well, shall we say. Even back in like 2009, there was controversy over like the setting of it, I remember. So I kind of feel like they'd have to retool things. It'd almost be more like Resident Evil 3, where I think they'd have to shake up the plot a bit more. Welcome! You're the first people ever to climb all the way up here. Cool. You're pretty darn determined. Let me reward you with a little something, okay? Don't just stand there. Have a seat and relax for a bit. I'm inviting one of my pals over today. They're all good people, but I'm only inviting one today. Who would you like to invite? This doesn't matter, by the way. Oh man, you two have really good taste. Chucklissa, introduce yourself. I'm Chucklissa, gaha. Are you done working for the day? Then please sit back and relax, gaha. Well done, now take good care of our honorable guests. Basically, like with Resident Evil 5, I'm cool, you creep. Basically, the setting of the game being like, you know, in Africa. God, that mustache guy, does he like me? Now he will, gaha. So this changes the elemental weakness of Chucklissa. I'm not even gonna worry about that. By the way, Jajora also has a rare drop, but she takes 1 damage every attack. So, needless to say, I'm not gonna worry about that. That's too much work, because then you just have to survive for a really long time. If I thought about it and had like the mush badge, it wouldn't be too bad, because I think that would scale the damage up a little bit. I actually don't know if it would or not, but... Yeah, from like a setting standpoint, Resident Evil 5 is seen as like very poorly aged. In a lot of the other cases, it's more like gameplay mechanics are aged badly. Gender? Yeah, I can see it. This attack sucks, by the way. Never mind, we got a first try. Hi Esper, welcome on in. What did you jerks do to my friend? How dare you? You're so uncool. Damn, we didn't even take damage, so we got like 1600 experience. Yeah, playtime's over for the day. Over. Jerks. Alright. But yeah, you can defeat Chojora. She has 50 HP, but only takes 1 damage. So... Chojora has jonkled her last. Alright, so over here, we have Mr. Sandwich himself. So the pink rats come at last. Now is the time when you hand over the beanstar, you little men. Send the beanstar up to the top of this pedestal and be hasty. Alright, only Luigi can make this little trip over here. Send the beanstar up here. That doesn't even look good. It's like, I'm not surprised it doesn't fall for it. Oh, I'm laughing at you. I can see through your pathetic designs, you ugly thing. That was a fake beanstar. Now you give me the real one. There's a thing to add pronouns to your username. I forget exactly how it works. Are you idiots of stupidity? Well, that sucks. So all we can do is go over here, open the way for Mario, and figure out another plan. Don't worry, Mario's got a plan. It will totally work. Oh, great Bowletta, at last we have the beanstar. I am joyful. You have done well. Seeing through their fake beanstar ruse and ruining their plan was brilliant. What's that? Do you need something, or are you finally admitting defeat? Huh? What are you saying? You want us to return Peach? Oh, I have to laugh. We would never release Peach to scheming liars like you two. You reap the beans you sow, fools. Now meet your doom. Something's wrong here. It's 2 princesses? What is this? The Princess Peach you kidnapped is an imposter. We expected this to happen, so we prepared an imposter. You fell into our trap. No, it can't be. Come, Mario, let's return. Wait. Forget this cheap knockoff. I'm taking the real Princess Peach. Oh, Mario, thank you. I always believed you would save me. At last, we have both Princess Peach and the Beanstar. I still have rage over that fake Princess Peach. They're a sick bunch, huh? And you, Princess Peach, you're a sly one too. By the way, Princess, why are you covering your mouth with your hands? Do you hide something? Act behind you! A humongous cockroach! Waffle? Did you see that? Yes. Mustache. Waffle. Yes. Fire at will. Ah, how did you trick us? I have to give them credit for designing an entire sprite set for like a 10-second sequence. Gah. Alright, so that takes care of that. There are some beans that are missable here. Again, Superstar Saga on 3DS tracks blocks, but doesn't track blocks from missable areas. So if you miss out on these, you won't miss out on 100%. Only on a technicality would you. How's he storing it? That's a good question. A lot of room in his overalls, clearly. So yeah, Luigi solo time. Yeah, my other hope for Capcom is something Mega Man, but I think that'll be a ways off if ever, at this point. So much leaked because of a hacking incident like years ago, and we got some of it, but not all of it, and a lot of it's still just kind of at a point where it's like, I think plans changed. So like, we probably aren't getting anything Mega Man, unfortunately, even though something was leaked years ago. Again, Ace Attorney 7 was in that data mine, or that hack as well, and no sign of that anywhere. There's a lot of hammer space logic in Mario. It's like God only knows where he's storing all this stuff. I do like the detail you can see the sky in the background, and the Koopa Cruiser in general is kind of ramshackle at this point due to, you know, crashing. All the Hoobines. How many do we have at this point? Yeah, we can make like a whole other set of smoothies, but they don't really do anything for us at this point. Yeah, they're running out of games to re-release. Same feeling I have with Capcom. It's like, maybe we'll get a Bomberman collection because they've run out of Castlevanias to remaster. You covered the Beanstar. Crack. How could this happen not only once, but twice? We chase them now. No, instead we go to the Mushroom Kingdom. Mushroom Kingdom? Hi, Prince Beasley. Excellent work, Mario Bro. Is the Beanstar safe? Wrong, Haunted Castle 2. I wouldn't be opposed. Luigi's predicted crash or landing site. You can get this pose for the photos after this. What if Master Luigi will land here in splendid fashion? Oh, I just hope he can escape safely. Ah, could that be him? Nope, he's landing over there. But not in the over there, that's a different game. Oh, Prince Beasley! Hehehehe. What a perfect landing, and the Beanstar made the trip just fine. Say, where's Luigi? He's dying. He seems to be struggling someone over there. This isn't about him. Look at Luigi, always showing off his Luigi dunk, honestly. Mario, I'll leave his welfare up to you. You can handle it. I must return and move the Beanstar to a safer place. I will see you later. Master Mario, I must say, being here is unhealthy for the princess as well. We shall return to the castle ahead of you. Please take care of Luigi. Shall we go, princess? Alright, so once again we're back in Tiki Valley. But a new part of Tiki Valley that we normally cannot reach. There are actually new enemies here. We won't be fighting them, because if my rule of like fighting enemies we come across, but only with both bros, is in effect, we won't actually come across these enemies with both bros, so we might just skip these enemies outright. Also, hey chat, here's a question. How much do you want me to break the end game? What was that earthquake? This is that green guy. Which means that red guy should be around somewhere. Well, for now. Rookie, tie this guy up. But who is this rookie? I guess we'll have to find out. Yeah, would y'all be opposed to me using the mush badges in Bowser's Castle? For context, the mush badge AA gives you a massive damage boost for every mushroom you have in your inventory. So you can have like 400 mushrooms and just do like a ridiculous amount of damage minimum. Like that would speed up the end game a lot and we'll get through the stream a little bit faster, but it might be a little bit anticlimactic because we will one-shot like every boss in Bowser's Castle. Like straight up, I think we will one-shot everything. So that's kind of why I'm torn. Maybe I'll try it, and if it's taking too long, I might swap over to not using it. But I think I might actually attempt it without, at least for a little bit. Or at least for the bosses, I might not use it. But for like regular enemies, just to speed up the encounters a bit. But again, that's also just me being a bit of a perfectionist and trying to fight everybody when I really don't have to. Hi, Luigi.
Mario! Luigi!
Nyahaha. What an emotional reunion. Oh wow, my hanky is soft and wet with tears. Boo, stupid who. You, Red, I've been waiting for you to arrive, see? Oh yeah, I went and found me a rookie here. One that'll take you down for me, see? Darling, what's all the ruckus? Oh, why must they be here? Why can't we be alone, darling, speaking the language of love? Who are you calling darling? Now is not the time to be doing this, see? This, dame passed my audition perfectly, see? She's my all-new bigger and better rookie, Birdo. Darling, don't call me Birdo, call me Birdie. I don't care about names, see? I'll show you here. You'll be all bamboozled, see? With my rookie's new power, you'll see what I mean. It's the power of love. Quiet, stop freaking me out. I don't care what kind of power it is, any kind will do. I will destroy you, see? Destroy you! Yeah, here comes destruction, you couple of knuckleheads. Happy Pride Month. We now have to fight both of these, at once. So Popple's obviously our first target, as always, because if you defeat Birdo first, Popple will run from the battle. And, we just want to get as much experience and items as possible. So it is worth noting that, the Thunder Bros move does not do much damage at all, but it does lower defense. So again, there is still merit to using it, even if... Also, it's an AoE, which will come in handy later. I don't know if the upgraded version is even worth it, though, is the one downside. I feel like I should have used Knockback Bros, it didn't do a whole lot. So yeah, Birdo appearance. Oh shit. That's a problem. So yeah, he'll steal your hammer, which means you can't use any actions involving it, so... And actually, if you defeat Popple, you don't get it back right away. You may have defeated my darling, but that's as far as you go. I don't know if that's an intentional reference to Super Mario Advance, but like her main voice line is, "This is as far as you go." Birdo has the power of love and firebombing. The power of friendship and this gun I found. Cyclone Burrows. Sure, why not? Again, we are over-leveled, I think. So it only been like 2 years, so you probably, yeah. Also just a localization choice if they want to keep it consistent. I don't think we need much of anything at the moment. We're kind of sitting pretty. I might go speed just to kind of get turns in faster, because we will have a problem with that in Bowser's Castle, I think. Because enemies actually have a decent chunk of speed in that area. I'm not really being coy about spoilers, I'm realizing. Heck, hork, huff. You, look at you, pathetic, you're useless, see? You're fired. Are you saying that was all my fault? Oh, shocking, shocking I say. And eat. Deserved. Clearly this is a test for me. Yes, the powers that be want me to go out on my own. Once I overcome many hardships, I shall be one step closer to superstardom. I can't believe I lost to you. Oh no, I just had a thought. We're coming up on a point where the remake is almost like... The time between the remake and now is coming up to the same time between the original and the remake. And that terrifies me a little bit. Just a smidge. Actually, ads are starting soon, but this is a really not good place for ads to be starting. Because we have a problem as we enter this next area, so I'm actually gonna enter this battle, just to get this out of the way. You know, we're so OP at this point that this will be very quick and easy. Voila, so now we don't have to worry about interruptions. And we can just kinda chill for the ad break. But yeah, ads are starting soon, so I'm gonna get up, stretch, drink tea for a little bit, and then we will be back for hopefully the ending set piece of the game. Oh hi, I didn't catch that the ad break was over because I just got listening to the song. Oops. So yeah, hopefully moving on to end the game here. My model is slightly out of whack, so I'm gonna reset this real quick. And we'll jump back into it. Alright, let's head back to town. Totally nothing bad will... Oh, never mind. The skies are raining destruction. It's the end of everything. The town will be destroyed. We all gotta take refuge. You should too. Well, that sucks. So it's actually worth noting that a lot of the buildings are closed off now. We can still access shops, which is nice, but we can't access the individual houses. So a lot of side quests become inaccessible. We can go to the other part of town. We just have to cut through up here. So yeah, you basically have to do a bunch of side questing before this, otherwise you'll be locked off, which is very unfortunate. And it's like the only missable thing. Great Googly Moogly, it's all gone to shit. Basically, chip flavor, I like, you know, salt and pepper, I guess. Oh, Mario Bros, this is our most desperate hour. The end of the Bean Kingdom may be at hand. Bowser's Castle has unleashed an assault on the Bean Kingdom from the skies overhead. This is Bowletta's doing. We're utterly defenseless against an attack from the sky. We have safely evacuated Princess Peach and the others to Little Fungi Town. At least Princess Peach is safe. That's something. If we don't do something about Bowser's Castle, our poor kingdom may not survive. What's that now? You know something about Bowser's Castle? You say you know how to get from Bowser's room to the bathroom. What an odd thing to say. Oh, I get it. You're saying that you Mario Bros know Bowser's Castle like the back of your hands. I, for one, feel very reassured knowing the Mario Bros are going up to that horrible castle. No, this is our kingdom's problem. We cannot impose upon them any more than we have. Well, that certainly may be true. Farewell. Oh, Prince Peasley, whatever are you doing? You mustn't go to Bowser's Castle all alone. Your Highness, can we not think of a countermeasure ourselves? Of course, let us do just that. Cowering here will get us nothing. Will get us nowhere, probably, is what she actually said. Oh, she did say nothing, okay. This is just a thought, but isn't there someone who can fly anywhere in our kingdom? If I were younger, I would cling to his legs and chase after the prince myself. But just sitting here talking about it won't make it happen. Okay, that's a hint to go back to Hoo-Hoo Village. Oh, alright, we never talked to you. Hey! Welcome to the Pipe House. I'm here to teach you everything you want to know about pipes. Want to ask about pipes? Nope. I just want to show you off. See you later. Don't come if you won't ask. So yeah, these pipes connect, and this one is the one we actually want. So we are not going to our destination. We're instead going to the little fungi town. Whomps this man. A very cylindrical individual. Mushroom Embassy is just up ahead, okay. So I am going. Oh, hi. Rookie, put a little more oomph into it, will ya? Polish things up. Hey, hey. So yeah, Popple ended up here and now is doing manual labor. And in the meantime, we're gonna check up on these two. I wonder what's happening at Bean Castle now. I do hope Lady Lima is safe. Master Mario, Master Luigi, you must do something about Bowser's Castle, quickly! Mario, Luigi, please help the people of the Bean Kingdom. You must. You get Rookie, you idiot. Yeah, a taste of his own medicine, you'll love to see it. Alright, shopping time. Also, by the way, to point it out, the other arcade cabinet in this area is opened up, and is the barrel minigame from the SS Chocola, so you can still access it for beans, if one so desires. I don't really need any at this point, so we're just gonna mosey on down the road to our item shop. So again, at this point in the game, the most broken item in the entire game is available. They nerfed the hell out of it for the remake for reasons that will be very obvious momentarily. The Mush Badge AA. So it doesn't change our stats, but what it does is for every mushroom in our inventory, we get a buff. So if you have a lot of mushrooms, you can be extremely broken. So for example, any of the regular healing mushrooms count for this. Mushrooms, super mushrooms, ultra mushrooms, and max mushrooms. So yeah, in theory, you can store about 900 mushrooms. And if you actually do that, needless to say, you are OP as hell. So that is the meta build of this game. We haven't even needed a 1-up, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna max out as much as we can on mushrooms. Just for the sake of demonstration. Again, I'm a little bit torn on how much I want to use this badge, just because it is very broken and we're already over-leveled. So, I don't know if I should just completely destroy the end game and not have any challenge whatsoever. So I'm currently deciding if I should just kinda breeze through. Again, we've only been going for about an hour, so I was a little bit worried about how long this stream would take. I think we're plenty fine at the moment, we'll be okay. Okay, let's demonstrate on this poor fool. Never mind, this is terrible. Actually, no, this works. Hello, your test subject for today. 111 damage. 93 damage. Okay. You dropped the mushroom, but we can't even store anymore. So, 111 was the number, right? This badge has the exact same attack as what we just used. And if we go fight this one, we get 74 and 56. So with our current number of mushrooms, we're getting about a 40% attack boost, which is a lot. It can basically shred bosses at this point. So yeah, again, kind of hesitating to use them just because I might want to have a little challenge at least. And again, a lot of playthroughs of this game that don't fight everything as much as I do end at level 30, like straight up. We're almost to level 40, so I'm already OP, so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should, you know, completely trivialize the game as much as I don't mind being overleveled. What? Bowser's Castle is attacking the Bean Bean Kingdom, and Prince Peasley is in there. This is no small matter. No, not small. Not small at all. Okay, grab onto me. We're going to Bowser's Castle. Are you ready? And off we go. I'll be waiting here for you. If you want to leave this castle, just talk to me. So yeah, there's no real point of no return in this game. You can go back if you need to stock up, for example. Oh great, Violetta, the Mario Bros, who I hate, are coming this way. Bah, no matter. They'll never make it here. Koopalings, your time has come. Alright, so we have to fight all the Koopalings. Hi. So we have these snippets with cannons, which is honestly a very fun enemy. The Gunner guys. Yeah, they're not very strong though. But again, there are a couple of enemies here where the... Oh shit, this is actually hard to dodge. Never mind. So basically, if the Shy Guy jumps and pushes the Gunner guys back, it's going to be a fast bullet. If it's going to be... If he just kind of just pushes them in the back normally, it's a slower moving, like, cannonball that just rolls towards you. It's a lot harder to dodge. Ow. That's still lower defense. Popular now, but that feels very specific. I'm torn, because on one hand I think Popple is more Mario... Nabbit is more Mario-like, I guess. Yeah, we did 1 damage against that Boo. Boos have really high defense, but basically, the Mush Badge can actually go through defense. Oh, that sucks. Oof. Big oof. I'm not botching the command just because I want to get the credit for it, but that was a complete waste. Good to know. Also, these enemies suck to dodge on the remake, in my opinion, because I am so used to the timings of this version that I got really bodied here. I got really beat up by these enemies. The direction he's spinning determines what direction he'll throw it in, I think. If you actually do that counterattack, they'll just get sad and leave, eventually. Which if you want the experience, that means you have to kind of hurry up and do the fight as quickly as possible. The Boo's expression will determine who it attacks, so again, pretty standard logic there. Larry the Lobster build, yeah. It's like he did not skip arm day, but definitely skipped leg day. Yeah, Boos are gonna be the most annoying enemy to fight without the Mush Badges. Cause yeah, we're doing like single digit damage, but they only have like 13 health or something, so it's not too bad. There's another Boo here. So, oh shit, I didn't look at pants. It's fine, but oops, I forgot. For the sake of demonstration, there should be another Boo up ahead. Hello. Alright, so just with a counterattack, we do 39 damage. So that is a significant bump up from where we were. I mean, the ultimate situation is we still have to do the counterattacks. We still have to dodge shit. We're not like one-shotting everything unless we use a Bros attack. Which obviously is kind of a waste of resources at a point, but there is a catch to that in this area. So most bosses refresh your like stats. So given that this area is like a boss gauntlet, you actually kind of can breeze through a lot pretty easily. Again, I would like to fight the Koopalings at least without the badges, just, you know, to have a little bit of a challenge. But, you know, the regular enemies, we can kind of fly through a bit. Yeah, the positioning of the Gunner guy also changes, so these are very difficult attacks to dodge. By the way, there's also the Triforce, or the Great Force as it's called, in this version. which doubles damage given and taken. You can combine that with the Mush Badge, AA, and just do absurd amounts of damage. I mean, to be real, right now, we're not really getting through fights without taking damage anyway, so, let's flex a bit to see what this is like. Nope, we're on the boss. I'm not gonna completely obliterate the boss. Besides, I think they actually do have rare drops, so there's actually merit to using the Game Boy Horror, for example. Brilliant. That's the one I want. There we go. What are we looking at here? Nah, I think we are good as is. I will not regret saying that whatsoever. I guarantee it. Yeah, for an RPG, this isn't bad. You know, we're on the final dungeon, essentially, and we're only 10 hours in. This is a pretty breezy RPG, all things considered. First up, we have, Iggy. I feel like my VTuber is more centered than it usually is. Normally I'm looking more to the side when I'm looking at my TV. So it's kind of throwing me off when I glance over. It looks like I'm just staring almost straight ahead. Oh hi, I broke the game. I was holding right, and the dizzy effect hadn't kicked in, so I actually made a lot of progress without the actual effect. So yeah, basically our controls are screwed up. Right now, left is down, down is right, right is up, and up is left. But yeah, because I was holding right, I managed to get a little ways in without the effect even triggering. That's really funny. I didn't know you could do that. Genuinely had no idea. But yeah, if we had the Mush Badge, each of those hits would have done about like 30 or 40 each. So instead of the damage drop-off being the way it is, we would just basically obliterate Iggy. And I tried off-screen to see, or like off-stream to see how bad it would be, and the answer is pretty bad in terms of like overall level of challenge. Not that these fights are remotely challenging, I'm gonna be honest, at this point in the game. I think on the first playthrough, these fights would actually be really difficult. It's just I've played this game like 10 times, so... It's something I always have to kind of think about, and I wish more people would kind of think about with recommendations of like, oh yeah, this game's easy. It's like, yeah, it's only easy because you've played it so many times. And this is something I have to stop myself with sometimes, because it's like, oh yeah, the only reason I think this game is as easy as it is because I've been playing it for 50 years. Well, that's not true, like 20 years in this case. But the point being, my sense of this game's difficulty is really skewed. For a first-time player, this actually would be kind of challenging, I think. So, yeah. Again, it's something to keep in mind with recommendations. I was thinking about this earlier because of Kitsune Tales. TLDR, Kitsune Tales is on sale for Pride Month, as one might expect. And I enjoyed that game a lot. I had a great time with it. It's hard, and I kind of feel like I downplayed the difficulty in a way. Like, not even like super intentionally, but just by the nature of I have played so much Mario 3 that it wasn't as difficult for me as it would be for someone who isn't as into Mario 3. And even Mario 3 itself is a game that I think I think I talked about this in the other favorites playthrough of that. I kind of forget that that game is actually hard, because I have so much of it memorized that I just know what to do in a lot of cases. That I kind of just literally forget, like, oh yeah, this is a hard game. And like, everyone has a game like that, I think. Well, maybe not everybody, but I think a lot of people have a game like that, where it's like, I have this game memorized, but like, if someone else jumps into it, it's gonna be really difficult. It's like, if you grew up with like Ninja Gaiden or like Contra or stuff like that, those games aren't that bad. But it's like, for me, playing like Contra for the first time, I'm gonna get obliterated. Like, I'm gonna get absolutely decimated because I don't know what I'm doing in that game. The sniper bullet bills are like the hardest enemy to counter in my opinion, because of the 2 bullets. Like, I do not know how to dodge both without getting hit, so... Also, the Magic Koopas aren't particularly easy to dodge either. Yeah, like, you have to jump so early so you land soon enough to actually jump that. It's like really finicky in my opinion. Also, I think for the advanced commands, you specifically have to use the level 3 variation, or whatever version doesn't have the slowdown and button prompts. Yeah, like, I've never played, like, Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion, as the example in chat, but, like, I think it'd be scarier to me than someone who has already, like, who has more experience with horror in general. I don't think that's, like, super scary horror compared to, like, you know, Silent Hill, for example, but it's still horror, ostensibly. Yeah, I think that's kind of something that gets overestimated sometimes, or underestimated sometimes. Luigi might die here, never mind, he's fine. Alright, we're good. We're fine. It's like, everyone's like, experiences are very different, that they can just cause other games to have very different experiences too. See, like, part of me is like, I don't know how much it'll decay the damage if I use a mushroom here, but Luigi's kind of hurting, so we'll use 1. And again, if we get a heal after every boss, we really don't have to worry that much about taking damage. I'm also not even using it right now, so that's the other thing. Like, oh, I should metagame this item I'm not even using at present. Yeah, the cannonball's like got a weird hitbox. Like, I feel like it hit me before the sprite rolled over. It's kind of frustrating, actually. I do wish level ups gave you a heal in this game. They don't. That's a Paper Mario thing, and only in the English version of 64. I don't know if the Japanese version of Thousand Year Door would also have that. But I know for Paper Mario 64, and maybe Thousand Year Door also, peril builds, as they're called, where you stay at 1 HP the entire game, because there are a lot of badges that increase your attack power if you have 1 HP. So a lot of speedruns, like the Japanese version of Paper Mario 1 specifically, because I think you get to stay at 1 HP a lot more, because the game doesn't like auto heal you as much as the NTSC version. Which again, is like a weird quality of life thing that actually is a not good thing, but specifically if you're a speedrunner. And something I find really interesting is when there's something that's a quality of life feature, but it's actually a bad thing, specifically if you're trying to speedrun. Like, oh, this is a great feature, but it also makes this specific thing more difficult. I feel that way about, like, streaming even. For example, autosaving is great, potentially, in just a casual setting, but for streaming, it can actually be kind of stressful. Because, like, oh, what if the game autosaves, and I lost, like, connection, and you can't show a cutscene? So yeah, it actually is like weirdly scary, like not having, like having autosaves in a case like that, which again feels a little bit backwards, was kind of how I view this. We're fine, I don't need to save. Famous last words. Again, the only time we used rewinds was like one time when I thought I accidentally sold something like we couldn't get back basically, and then for the guessing game, which again turned out to be just fixed, it was not random, so oops. But yeah, if we had the mush badge, the fight would already be over, like not even kidding. We'd be doing so much damage, like instead of like 10, it'd be doing like 50 per hit, and that would be enough to finish the fight, no prob. One nice thing is that the actual field actions of the Koopalings are actually used in battle. So for example, the spin attack for Iggy and the ground pound shockwaves for Morton both are used in the actual fights themselves, and we'll see that throughout as well. They kind of stack on each other's moves, though, to be fair. Like, as we go along, they'll get, like, all the moves by the end. That's not a good roll. It's a better roll. Yeah, I'm mostly putting stuff into speed and power at this point, because that's kind of what we need. Luigi definitely needs some speed. Hi Caitlin, welcome on in, hope you're doing well. Alright, Morton's down, that's 2 out of 7. So yeah, each one will open up the next path. It's a very linear final dungeon. In a way, it almost feels disappointing. However, then I remember Partners in Time's final dungeon, and I'm like, maybe it's a good thing this is a straightforward dungeon. Cause like, Partners in Times kinda sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, by the way, the sniper bills actually use super scopes, the Super Nintendo gun. Oh, an archipelago, that's fun. Hope that's going well. I need to try an archipelago someday, I still haven't actually. Again, hitboxes kind of mess me up a lot. I don't even know how to dodge certain attacks, because the hitbox feels like I'm just barely nudging it, essentially. But again, if you get a full restore after every boss, this area is not too bad. Again, the Japanese version of Superstar Saga adds in heal blocks from Paper Mario, and I wanna say that just is a thing in the series going forward. Wow, there's nothing here. But yeah, I thought about doing a solo archipelago specifically, just to kind of test the waters on that. Oh shoot, that's a lot of booze. I'm gonna break out the strat for this, because I just wanna... easier time. Because yeah, the boos have such high defense that they're just kind of annoying to fight otherwise. How much damage will this do with the Mush Badge? Alright. Just checking something real quick there. Wow, I wasn't even looking at the screen and I got the action command. Oops. Yeah, sometimes I think I forget that I've played this game a lot in my life. Like, that might be a weird thing to forget, but... I think sometimes I underestimate, or which one would it be? Overestimate, like how... or underestimate how much I've played certain games. Yeah, 188 with a bros attack. Again, that cannonball, like, I don't know how to deal with it. Especially when it's close up like that. Yeah, see, I just clipped on the other way, so... really unsure about that. But again, incremental attacks like this are greatly boosted by the Mush Badge, because then every hit does more damage. It's not like total damage, it's everything. So yeah, very powerful. What is up here? Just that, huh? Do we really need oh, hi. Do we really need coins if we're not even shopping anymore? Like, there's not a shop in here. So I'm just gonna move on. Missing everything in the basement and 4 checks that require wing and vanish cap. I assume those are in someone else's game. Or is this a solo? Yeah, I just have never really gotten around to an archipelago. It's been on the list for a while, like, I need to try that at some point, and I never have. Ah, shit. Mildly discombobulated for some reason. There we go. But, there's more. If we keep going to the right, we can actually find a thingy. The only moles we're missing are, like... just one underwater... you can, or well, one you access to an underwater cave, you have to go down a whirlpool to find. And, one near near Guffaha Ruins. We passed by them. I think they have like a 1-up super or a golden mushroom. I am saving before this boss because this one does give me trouble sometimes. Wait, no, it's Lemmy. Never mind. This one's just annoying to start the fight. Because you have this like game to figure out which is the real Lemmy. So I'm just gonna be cheeky. I'm gonna just pick right every time. It's gotta be right someday. Pun intended. Actually no, pun not intended. That was just by accident. Second try, not bad. Again, if you pick the same option enough times, it will have to be right someday. And again, their field skills are reflected in their actual fights. Trying to get into Jolly Roger Bay. I assume there was some like specific check for that. Mario 64 randos are interesting to me, like the way they're structured. Oh shoot, I didn't unequip the thingy, huh? So Lemmy is gonna get absolutely destroyed here because I left the badges on. My feed cut out for the preview. That's disconcerting. I'm gonna refresh that real quick. Anyway, did not mean to actually have that equipped for Lemmy, so oops. Got completely destroyed there. You have to BLJ into the room? Oh my god. I forgot that. I didn't know that was an option. Well, actually no, entrances are usually randomized too, so that would make sense. This is a little path to a mushroom. I think this might drop us back at the entrance, so if you need a shortcut back, that's there. We do not want to go back to the entrance though. Yeah, you can BLJ in the main, like lobby BLJs are like one thing I do not understand about Mario 64 speedrunning. It's like I've done some casual attempts at like 16 star. I don't know if I could ever do a 1 star or a 0 star. That's the hard part? Gotcha. Maybe someday I'll try it. We did take damage there, so that wasn't the bonus ring coming into effect. Again, the only reason I'm not putting this into POW is just because I think we'll get a 1 out of it, so we'll say that for later. But the actual, the actual situation with this game and all the ones up to Brothership, was it Paper Jam that gets rid of this? One of them gets rid of it, and I can't remember which one was first. Well, which one got rid of it first, but either way, basically, what the hell am I trying to say? Damn, slightly late on the draw there. There we go. You can pause buffer. True. But yeah, I completely lost track of what I was trying to say. Oh wow, this one's just been real annoying. Okay. No, damn it. Barely not enough. There we go. Literally, what was I talking about? I have no clue what I was saying. So we have 2 Prana plants to water. One has the block we need, and one has the block that has an enemy. So this takes 2 trips, unfortunately. I'm glad I got that first try. I was kind of worried about that. That part can actually throw me off quite a bit. This is not the right one. Okay. Oh, right, the roulette. So Paper Champ gets rid of it. The overall feeling I have about that, though, is it, like, is it a necessity? The answer is actually not really. Like, you can easily beat these games without micromanaging, or, like, min-maxing, basically. Yeah, Summer Games Fest makes sense. I'm not really looking forward to much from Summer Games Fest, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna not even watch it. I'm probably just gonna read what people say and watch the trailers that appeal to me. Because I really don't want to sit through the entire show. Again, I already talked about it a bit, but again, my main hope is Resident Evil. Something Resident Evil. And then also Capcom, like Mega Man or Ace Attorney or something like that. The one thing I'm really not sure about that is a bit different than last time is, will we already get a Season 3 announcement for Street Fighter? Given that Elena drops the day before, but also it seems like it was meant to come out sooner, but it's like, just, they want all the Year 1 and 2 content to be out for the Switch launch, so... different situation. They might have already been working on Elena for a while, or the next character for a while. Even then, I don't think it'll be an announcement of like anything of note. I think it'll just be like a fancy trailer. I don't think we'll see gameplay for a long ass time. So Ludwig von Koopa will actually use the spinny shell move that he used for his little minigame. Again, each of the Koopalings has some kind of gimmick that ends up coming into play for the battle, except I think one doesn't. And there's one that has a gimmick that isn't used in their minigame. Damn. Yeah, it might be Evo for for like our first character, I think. If the rumors are true about who's gonna be in Season 3, I'm curious to see the reactions. Because it's a unique pick. A unique set of picks, according to the one rumor I saw. Which supposedly this person leaked like Terry and Mai, which was obviously like... that feels like a very specific guess. So people kind of just assume this person had legitimate insider information, but... we'll see. Again, leaks are kind of a thing I look at, because I'm nosy, and I like to see what's happening in the industry, but in all like honesty, I don't like put that much stock into leaks. It's like, big if true is my attitude towards leaks. Like, if this is real, then neat. If not, then whatever. If I get mad over it, then like, that's on me for believing it. Like, someone floated some rumor about, like, who's gonna play Zelda in the Zelda movie, and, like... people are already really mad over the casting rumors for extremely not good reasons, to be completely honest, but, the level of gloating from, like, the worst people you know on the internet is gonna be awful, even if this rumor was never even remotely a possibility. And so I just kind of dislike when people take... this is just an example, but in general, I dislike when people take rumors as gospel. It's like, it's just a rumor. So yeah, again, I'm not really interested in the Zelda movie, to be honest. Just more so because I don't watch movies. Like, what was the last movie I would have watched? Is it still Everything Everywhere All at Once? It might actually be. I don't think I've finished a movie since seeing that. And that was like 2 years ago at this point, maybe 3. So yeah, I'm not really a movie person. I never have been, actually. I've always been more into games than movies. This area sucks, by the way, to navigate because you have a lot of booze. The other thing I'm really interested in at Summer Games Fest is the potential of... shoot, I'm gonna run from this. I don't want Mario to get too over-leveled here. Plus he's very ill-equipped to deal with this many enemies. I had another game I wanted to see out of Summer Games Fest, and now I can't remember what it was. By the way, if you actually get clipped there and enter a battle, this is the other reason I don't want to mess with this. You have to go and do this all over again, because you have to be Small Mario for this section. I guarantee these items aren't even gonna be worth it. That's the worst part. Like, these are gonna be like a mushroom. I mean... That's actually kind of worth it, okay. The Ultra's more worth it, because I haven't died. If we ever play Partners in Time on stream, I will die a lot more, just because I'm not good at that game. And I think it's actually harder, too, like, notoriously so, to the point where they had to tone it down for the Japanese release. Literally, what was I thinking about? Like, I had a game in mind where it's like, okay, I would be interested if this gets announced. And I already lost it. Interesting. God, my memory's not great anymore. Indies, I guess. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe Shantae Advance, but I don't know if that would be at this. That's more of like a Nintendo Direct thing. I can picture Strive actually getting a trailer. It'll be very soon, but given that the final character this season is a crossover DLC, I think having any kind of teaser at the Game Awards would be a good look. You know, Cyberpunk, so I think actually having a Lucy trailer or teaser or something at Summer Games Fest would make a lot of sense. But again, I'm not particularly interested in Cyberpunk as a series, so Lucy is like not a particularly big sell for me. Again, I got Dizzy, I got Venom, I got Unica. I'm not gonna complain about this season. I think this was a very good season. And you know, if Lucy brings in people to play the game, hey, more power to them. But again, it's like, I would have preferred like Jam. I would have preferred like, Answer, Raven, Zappa. It's like the list goes on. But like, there were a lot of characters I would have preferred over Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. But again, I kind of expect the trailer or something for her there, because also a lot of like Access games have gotten some kind of trailer at the Game Awards and Summer Games Fest in the past. Let's see, what else? Oh hi. That is Roy. Yeah, he's the only one that doesn't really have a battle gimmick tied to getting to him. His battle gimmick is really interesting though, so we'll see in a moment. Also, when the hell are we gonna get any actual like gameplay of Virtual Fighter? Because we keep getting like cinematic kind of teasers. When the number on the face of the time bomb reaches 0, it's game over for you. Defeat the Koopalings before the number reaches 0. I remember struggling a lot on this as a kid. In hindsight, this is actually not that bad. Or maybe it's because I'm overleveled. Because like, oops. Well, it's a problem if I keep botching action commands. Okay, game, I feel like I hit that. Well, so much for our perfect bonus, it's fine. Damn it. Again, the isometric angle for Mario sometimes throws me off a little bit. Yeah, Saga's always there. I'm expecting a Crossworlds release date. I feel so bad for Crossworlds, because it's like... I want to be excited for it, but I just can't. I don't know what it is, but something that just really isn't meshing with me. And someone who got into the beta, I should also clarify. So I'm coming at Crossworlds from the perspective of someone who has actually played it, and I wasn't super into it. It's very like chaotic in a way that the All-Stars games weren't, and also Team Sonic Racing. The chaos was a lot, especially in high rank. It's like sensory overload, basically. Also, I just thought it kind of didn't run great. Like the menus felt really choppy and like sluggish, which also makes me worried, because if the menus are kind of chugging on the PS5 version, how bad are they going to be on the Switch version, assuming they don't smooth that over. I'm also more worried about them having crossplay, because, like, on one hand, yay, crossplay, that means the online won't die out instantly like it will for games without crossplay. So, on paper, crossplay is a good thing. However, in practice, it often isn't, in my opinion. The problem with crossplay is you have varying levels of power in terms of like what consoles are connecting through these servers, and so I kind of feel like when games on like scaling up to PS5 then try to have like a Switch port, it's like I don't feel like that's gonna be good for the online. It's gonna be good for the player base, but I think it's gonna cause the online itself to not feel great. It's like I don't think you should exclude Switch, obviously, but I do think there is a risk of that like kind of killing the service a bit, just because of the Switch version inevitably having more trouble running it. Like, I think it's confirmed this game is Unreal Engine 4, and like UE4 notoriously does not work great on Switch. Even in first-party titles, it hasn't been great. Like, Yoshi's Crafted World runs not great. It's like 540p or something. And then Princess Peach Showtime also kind of runs like ass. Like, items are prohibited. Well, good thing I don't need items. Like, the frame rate will just randomly tank in Princess Peach Showtime, and I don't understand why. And both are good feel games, so it's probably like an optimization issue in both ways. But again, I would have preferred them prioritizing frame rate for Princess Peach. I hope that game gets a patch. It might just natively run better on Switch 2. It definitely feels like a game that could have been a Switch 2 game that they just kind of moved back to Switch 1 just because they need a big release for that quarter. Just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, it's very basic, kind of. It's kind of like vignette kind of styled. It's really weird to describe. I kind of vibed with it as just like a chill game, but I don't think it had more potential than it actually lived up to. Because as an actual game, it was kind of like, it exists, kind of. I like the Echoes of Wisdom a lot more in terms of like, you know, female-led Nintendo games from last year. I know not everyone vibed with Echoes of Wisdom, but I actually really enjoyed it. Had a great time with it, for the most part. The main issue being the weird, like, double buffer VSync, or triple buffered, I forget which one it is, that causes the frame rate to go from like 30 to 60 back and forth. That wasn't fun, but beyond that, I felt like I had a decent time with Echoes of Wisdom. Also, just the story itself was kind of flat, but that's kind of a 2D Zelda problem in general, I think. I feel like the 3D Zeldas end up having more interesting storytelling, usually. Link Between Worlds might be the exception to me, and also Link's Awakening. So we actually have to split up the bros here, using this little path. Gotta position both bros at the respective pipe to bonk Wendy on the head. Again, her battle gimmick actually involves her rings. We might not even see it at all. But every Koopaling fight from here on out will have the Bob-omb timer gimmick. Again, giving you a heal after every boss just means you're kind of overpowered. Oh yeah, I forgot to unequip the Mush Badge. That's how powerful it is, by the way. This is why it's like I was trying not to use it for certain bosses, or like all the bosses, because yeah, no, that's kind of disgusting. You can just shred every boss, no problem. So, oops. In general, I feel like I haven't connected with games the way I used to, which makes me kind of sad. It's a myriad of problems though, which is the unfortunate part. There's not like a single solution to why I'm not vibing with games as much as I used to. The biggest thing in general is just, it's a me problem. I'm just kind of like, not enjoying games the way I used to, just because of stress, mostly. So, like, I miss liking Sonic games. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I miss the sort of... I'm kind of pining for the days of, like, when I was really into, like, Unleashed, I guess. Because I was, like, super into Sonic Unleashed. Like, that was probably my most anticipated game. Like, if you were to make a list of what games I was most anticipating... that'd be an interesting list, actually. Like, trying to scale overall hype levels for every game. I'm having a lot of issues on Twitch. And it's not the stream, I've apparently not dropped any frames. But the preview on Twitch keeps freezing, which is mildly disconcerting. Given that it says I haven't dropped frames, I'm gonna assume everything is, like, fine. Could just be a Firefox issue. Like, I just refreshed and it's back for me. But specifically, like, I'm not dropping frames, I'm not having any encoder overloading. It's, like, completely just Firefox is being screwy. And I've had this recently a lot, like YouTube videos not working. Just all sorts of weird stuff happening. I might experiment. I think I know what's causing it. I tried doing a thing that, like an extension that people were using to like, get rid of some of like the AI search features of like YouTube, or not YouTube, but of Google. But I kind of wonder if that's like interfering with other processes on like YouTube, for example, or just like ad block even. Like I kind of think it's something like that. Yeah, I've been having a lot of issues with like just the preview, not even the stream itself. Not even the preview on OBS, but the preview on Twitch aside, because I always have like a preview running just to kind of check how things are looking over there. Also, I think my other issue with Crossworlds is there are a couple of stages that were like, this is neat. Why is this only like 40 seconds of the race? This should have been the whole thing, kind of a thing. Like, I would love a whole course about, like, White Cave from Sonic Riders, and instead we'll only get like a small snippet of it. So I think that's also part of it for me. It's just like, I kind of wish there were more full tracks, and not like the little slices of different tracks. But again, maybe that's just me. There we go. And ironically, our last Koopaling is Larry, who's traditionally one of the early Koopalings you fight. It's kind of interesting, like every Mario game has a different order for Koopaling fights. Larry should be on a high ledge, so you do actually need to, what am I trying to say? You actually do need both bros to get to Larry. Like, the thing with Ring Racers is, what am I trying to say about Ring Racers? It's hard while trying to play tennis. It's kind of like fan projects in general have like a ridiculous amount of content. To the point where it's like, because it's being done on a different scope than like actual developers have to like pay employees. Hopefully, that's not always the case. A lot of fan projects are just done as a labor of love, basically. And so the expectations are a little bit different, I think. I don't know if we're getting through the next section in a reasonable amount of time, so I actually might stop here and take a quick break. We probably will only get... This might be a final level, actually. Sure, why the hell not? Okay, that was like semi-worth it. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Firefox. Yeah, I get what you mean there, but again, I think it is a case of like not even just ring racers, but just like Sonic racing games in general. I think people feel kind of spoiled. You know, it's kind of the same problem as Team Sonic Racing actually, where like All-Stars Transformed was so good that like everything else after is just kind of like struggling to compare in some ways. Like when Team Sonic Racing came out, it's like, wow, this just feels like All-Stars Racing Transformed but worse. And that's kind of how every game feels, and they try to do different gimmicks and they don't necessarily land. Yeah, ads are starting in a minute and a half apparently, so we're just gonna run them now and then we'll hopefully finish the game. I feel like I got jump scared by this song, because I forgot what it was. I thought it was like Sonic for a moment, but I was like, wait, I don't recognize this. But I also didn't get very far in Rhythm Heaven, so that's probably why I didn't recognize it. Anyway, hi, we are back from ads. We really don't have much of the game left, just 2 more fights, and 1 more thing after, but I really could have done some of the optional stuff in hindsight. You know, we definitely will not need a full hour to get through this, hopefully, but we shall see. I genuinely don't know why the preview on Twitch keeps freezing. Super concerning, because it makes me worried that Twitch itself is gonna give me trouble today. Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, maybe I set the bar too high. Again, I have to keep refreshing Twitch entirely just to get the preview to work again. So that's not my favorite thing in the world. Alrighty, all that's left are a couple more fights, so on our way we go. Alright, nothing here. However, of course it's not that easy. I have fury. At last, my entrance with drama. Finally, now is the time where my true might shines like many angry sunbeams of rage. Standing in the spotlight is such a gala of spectacularity, my nerves are nervous. But now that I'm thinking, Keklet's revival was all thanks to my quite nasty efforts. Which means that all this time, I am Fafo, who is just a toady, such working all for others. And that means the true meaning of our battle gives me fear and confusion. I need no long speech before this battle, which will now be mighty. Snack on my wrath, think rats. Yeah, I hope Crossworlds ends up being good. Again, the beta didn't exactly fill me with confidence in some ways, but again, they have a lot of time. I don't know if I ever got a feedback form to fill out, actually. Oops. I think I should've, but I don't think I ever did. Yeah, it's not the same dev team. I think it's one of like the Daytona arcade devs or something. What a wasting. Ratfink, try as you might, the result will be the same. Okay. So basically, we just kind of have to wait them out for a little while. And then once we take enough turns, we can, try to actually fight him. You have annoying persistence, and now you eat this. So the point of this is to get rid of the spheres to give you less to have to dodge in a moment. Otherwise you just have to jump over them. Ouch, hotness, it is the overheat. Alrighty, he is out in the open, so let's kick his ass. Saga R&D 3. Oh, initial D, that's right, not Daytona. My bad. Oh, this is a weird-ass lob. Yeah, the timing of this is very awkward compared to other knockback bros against low targets. Ag, ag, ag. Wow, that was it. 3 bros attacks and we're done. Oops. Yep, we're not getting another level up, unfortunately. Ugh, unless my mind is crazy, I've somehow managed to lose. This must be fate. Ugh, I must accept the defeating. A fury. Ha, now taste the finale when carelessness opens the door to a comeback not expected by you. Your lives I spit on are now but a caricature of a cartoon drawn by a kid who is stupid. You shall all fall and vanish with your precious beaming kingdom as I laugh heartily at you. And you can just fly all of a sudden. On the finale of the finale, when negligence begets rashness, the comeback is come back upon. Ouch! I have fury! In the last moments of the finale, when relief leads to negligence that begets rashness, that is when the comeback that faltered comes back and beats your pathetic comeback that I scoff at. This is stupid. But I love it anyway. This is very goofy. Looks like I am indebted to you once again, so farewell. Wow. My work here is done, but you didn't do anything. Moment. Like, there he goes. And with that, all that's left is, the end game. Gonna save here, just to be on the safe side. Hehe. Hopefully we won't need this. And thus we never saw Fawful again. Never, ever. Totally doesn't show up ever again. You've done well to make it here. I should have expected as much from the superstars of the Mushroom Kingdom. Unfortunately for you, those who desire to disrupt my plans have very short futures. After conquering the Bean Kingdom, I intend to make the Mushroom Kingdom mine as well. I love that, like, heat wave effect. My new country has no need for old superstars. It will do just fine with only one, the Great Violetta. I mean, they still hit the fire, that would still hurt. So the TLDR of this fight is, she spits out all these, she'll eventually eat them and heal off of them. Why did a hammer attack just show up very briefly? You thought that I thought that I didn't think that you thought when I did think that you thought. Oh shit, ow. Oh shoot, I'm not thinking. We don't need either of the badges that we have, or like the special items. Like, I could have equipped actually helpful items instead of the bonus ring, which we won't get any more experience, and the Game Boy Horror SP, which we won't get a rare drop from this fight. It's the final boss. So, oops, I made this fight harder for myself, even beyond not equipping the Mush badge. Yeah, with the Mush badge, we would be doing way more than 2 HP with each hit. Okay, phase 2, I think. Maybe not? Again, we actually have a little bit of a challenge by not immediately rushing in with the Mush badge. Okay. Ew, that heals. That's a problem. That's only 25 HP. That is a lot less than I thought it would be. Ooh, this attack. This one looks cool, at least. Basically, we gotta counter the right colored stars with the right bro. Not too difficult. Bada bing, bada boom, and decent counterattack damage, too. Very easy to counterattack as well. And that's it. Gah. No, cursed Mario Bros, not again. Surprise! Ain't that easy. Yahaha, fools, you let your guard down. Even with all your fancy attacks, you can't beat me. Farewell, you two losers. It's time you took a nice relaxing break in my belly. This is somehow a pattern in Mario & Luigi, and I don't know how to feel about that being a pattern. Anyway, the inside of Kakarot is just hell. Or Bowser, specifically. Are you so conscious? Ugh, you're a persistent pair. I shall dispose of you quickly and then eat you for lunch. Oh, this is a problem. So this is kind of a beginner's wall, I think. Like, a lot. I remember dying here a lot as a kid. Because you're immediately thrown in with 0 HP. Decent stat. Yeah, gotta reset the counter. So yeah, yeah, if, like, you end up having really low speed and have trouble, like, getting a heal off, then you can be in trouble really fast. Luckily, I still was able to get back to full health, but even then, this fight's not easy, even beyond that gimmick. And again, I think her speed's... No, not her speed. It's because she has 3 sources of damage. She has the arms and her head all have separate attacks. So, basically, if you can get off the ground, the fight's not that bad. But getting off the ground is actually very difficult. So, yeah, this is a very notorious boss. This is kind of like a sudden difficulty spike that I don't really like, even though I know how to deal with it. It's like, you know, immediately being thrown in, and like your speed value. We're at level 40. A lot of people get to this fight at like level like 29 or 30. Yeah, it's a 3D model. Its hands are also color-coded to the element it uses too. So like, her one arm that does like electric attacks is like blue, and the other one's that uses fire attacks is red. It's very neat. But yeah, it is very frustrating, and yeah, it's kind of a deal breaker for some. Like, this is like the worst part of the game in a lot of ways. Shit. I don't know if this is actually worth it. We also didn't use the advanced versions of the moves at all. I don't really care to at this point, because I'm like, I don't really want to take too many chances if I don't have to. Kakala's heart has like 1200 HP, by the way. This is actually a number I remember for some reason. So we've done a decent like 300 or so. This will take probably a couple cycles of taking out the hands and head. Yeah, like the left hand is red in the remake because it's entirely controlling fire attacks, and then the electric attacks that she has are with the right hand, which is blue. It's a very freaky boss, actually. Oh shit, actually we can still do this. I was like, wait, we don't need to target the head yet. Ah, shit, my hand slipped off the button. That was very unfortunate. I also don't know if the frame window gets shorter for, shorter for the knockback bros as you keep going. I imagine it would get shorter as the fight goes on. Yeah, I got another network error on Twitch, on specifically Firefox, so it's like, what is happening? It's so weird. Again, this didn't ever happen before today, so... But I've also been having issues with YouTube too, so it's making me a little bit nervous about, like, my browser. It's actually very helpful to force a counterattack. So yeah, attacking the head will force a counterattack, which, again, if you're trying to take out the hands, that's not... Ah, okay. That did a lot more damage than I was expecting. Wow, we actually got a game over. I was not expecting that, actually. Damn. Again, 40 per is a lot more than I expected. What does this do? I'm actually curious about something. We keep our stats, but we're just back at the castle, okay. I'm gonna check real quick. If not, I'll rewind, because, you know, for obvious reasons, I will end up rewinding. Now, this boss is no joke. Again, I've played this game, like, many times throughout my life, and I still botch it like that. It is not easy. Also, I need to actually remember to equip stuff, but we'll do that later. Again, real quick shop check to see if there's anything better for us, stat-wise. I don't think there would be. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this, so I don't have to go all the way back to Bowser's Castle. Alright, actually, you know, inventory managing this time. Power Grip for Mario, so he can't drop his hammer. Excite Spring for Luigi, so he can dodge more stuff easily. Again, if we keep dying, I will use the Mush Badge just to finish the fight. But I'm hoping I won't have to, because, you know, I've done this fight plenty of times as a kid. I know I can get through it. Yeah, botching a few action commands definitely did not help. But again, this fight is a wall on the first playthrough for sure. And again, I take back what I was saying about breezing through the game too much by having all these cool items. It's like, clearly that's not gonna be a problem. But yeah, the Excite Spring gives you a little flutter jump, so if you need to dodge, you can. This is the Advanced Bros version, by the way. Finally using it. And again, with the Mush Badge, you'll tear through Balletta's health with that move. We did way more than they can heal. Yeah, that's really difficult to dodge. Shit. I mean, if I keep botching action commands, it's gonna be a problem. I also don't know how much Phase 1 Cackletta has. Or Bowletta. Like, I legitimately forgot the damage numbers. We didn't even see the Phase 2. We just totally skipped the phase. Like, the Dark Star part, like, we totally didn't see it. No. I was like, am I using the 4x3 layout? I briefly was like, wait, which layout am I using? Yeah, like, my internet connection is fine too, because it's not like showing frame drops on OBS. It's only, like, Firefox that's giving me hell at the moment. It's not my favorite thing in the world, when technology's just being an ass. Luckily, Cackletta only does one attack cycle there. I feel like I've also had fights where my speed is lower to the point where the hands also are able to get a first strike first, and that really sucks, because then you're just really at the mercy of, like, getting a good attack patterns with multiple different sources of damage, and that gets really bad. It's like, I still like this final boss, maybe it's just because I'm used to it. But yeah, I won't say it's good design. If you could guarantee have the first turn advantage, I don't think it would be as bad to have to, like, spend a turn healing. But basically having to spend a turn healing and dodge everything between then, that can be a little bit rough. But again, just even the regular attacks just tore through my health. And again, I'm not under-leveled, I'm over-leveled considerably. Actually, probably this will be enough. Yep. I want to say the head has like 200 HP and the hands have like 150 or something. Again, I'm not an expert at this game. Like Paper Mario, I can give you much better damage numbers, partly because of Goombella giving them to you. So inherently, I feel like you have a better time, or an easier time memorizing everything in Paper Mario. Ow. Shit. Damn, I'm botching that a lot. I might just go Splash Bros, just because I'm not having much luck with Chopper Bros. And again, considering I'm dying so much, it's like I need to actually play it safer. We won't deal as much damage, for sure, but we will, you know, at least get better, more consistent damage in. With how many attacks with the hands she's doing, it's like... they're probably pretty weak, actually. Another question I have is, can we actually lower defense on this fight? Like, this is a waste, I'll fully admit. Also, by the way, this should heal one of the hands, because I think they're opposite elements. Yeah, I took out one, but the other got healed a little bit. Well, that was a waste, actually. A waste in a lot of ways, because we took out a hand and then immediately came back. Ow. I am also gonna play a little bit safer in terms of healing. Like, I'm gonna heal a little bit more, like, meticulously, probably. Something else worth noting is if you actually have a bro fall in battle, you actually have to carry the other one and dodge attacks that way. I'm actually being careful because this is the one I screwed up last time. I greatly underestimated how much damage it does. So the direction of the spin indicates which bro he's attacking first. Pretty standard stuff at this point. There we go. So yeah, I have a little Fawful clone for some reason. Oh, okay. There's not much health left, so I'm just gonna do regular attacks for a little bit. Still not enough, okay. That's Mario first. I'm greatly overestimating how much damage I had done on that, apparently. Again, I just want to know if you can actually give a debuff to the heart. You almost can't do enough damage though in general to make it worthwhile. Also, they probably give her, like, resistance to stat down just because this is the final boss. But again, not all the other bosses, because, like, all the Koopalings are vulnerable. Ow. Yeah, you can debuff things with Fire Bro. Well, you can set things on fire to do chip damage, and you can lower defense with Thunder Bros, but it's just a case of, like, Actually, I think Advanced Thunder Bros lowers attack, and regular lowers defense. I think that's how it works. I just want to check. I don't think it does. Shout out to Mario RPG Remake for keeping an insta-kill on a boss. They really didn't have to. They could have easily have gotten rid of it, because I think it was an oversight, but they literally just left it in. Yeah, no debuffs on this fight. Gotcha. That's fair. Again, it is the final boss after all. Advanced Cyclone Bros would be really nice, but oh well. We're probably over 600 by now. I haven't really been keeping track, but we probably have like 2 more cycles to go. This is not an easy fight again. This isn't even worth it. We're doing 2 damage. It might only be 1 if we get really good luck on this third phase, but again, I'm thinking it's gonna be more like two more phases. Ow. Yeah, Luigi's actually kind of in kill range already, so we're gonna heal soon. Sure. I do find the menus kind of loose at times. Like, it's very easy to accidentally select the wrong thing, which stresses me out. Actually, the regular knockback bros probably doesn't have damage. I think they only have like 120. We can test it later, but... Again, it's kind of funny if you think about it, because like this final boss is like 1200 HP. How much health does the final boss of 2 have? Because I swear the final boss of Partners in Time has like 20k health or something, like ridiculous. But I actually don't know if that's an exaggeration or not. It was actually a major issue with the game, and it was addressed in patches that they heavily nerfed the final boss in later versions for other regions, because Partners in Time's endgame is extremely rough. Again, I like Partners in Time. To me, it always felt a little bit disappointing. Like, it never quite clicked with me for some reason. Which is a shame, because there are good ideas. I just think parts of the game are a little bit slow for my liking. I'm playing with fire in more ways than one here. Okay. We're fine. Kind of fell out of rhythm. Also, by the way, imagine playing this on a game controller, which is what I did. So like, look at that tiny ass B button, and this is how you're gonna be dodging attacks. So yeah, that's fun. Specific form of the final boss, I think, has a lot of health, like, and maybe 4,000, this was what I'm thinking of. Yeah, we're doing about 100 per bros attack. With Luigi, we're probably doing closer to like 200. So we're getting in like a decent amount of damage every turn. There's one attack we haven't seen yet where she does lasers and then she pauses, like she freezes you. Yeah, 5,000. So again, this final boss is... Oh hey, there we go. Yeah, this final boss has 1,200, so that's a significant increase. God, what? Huh? Hey, what's happening to me? And heated. Every boss explodes in this series. Yarg. Can't be. Impossible. No, how could I? And to this filthy pair, how can I lose? Oh, thank you for the head pat. Now, Twitch is completely breaking on my side. I do not know what's happening there. Also, Bowser's gonna be fine, I think. Hi, cheers to the superstar siblings. I have just finished breaking this castle with an explosive device. We must escape before it blows up and falls from the sky. Make haste, I will meet you at the castle entrance. Neat, thanks. We have 3 minutes. To get the hell out of here. Again, I'll have to look into this off stream. Obviously not right now, as I'm trying to escape an exploding castle. This part's a little tricky. There's a lip that you have to dodge, like, to get around, to get this barrel where we need it to be. So you actually kind of have to... I think you have to kind of fall down. Otherwise it'll, like, hit the lip, and you have to go all the way around. Actually, wait, hold on a sec. Okay, you can't jump back. Okay. I was like, are you just stuck there? Also, by the way, this is ridiculous. You get 3 minutes. We are already out. I don't know why they give you this much time. Hurry, we've got to get out of this place now. You know, they could have given you like 2 minutes. It would have been fine. Whoa, what? Where am I? What have I been doing? And wakes up just in time for his castle to blow up. Yeah, maybe because I know the puzzle solution, I don't have to worry about like clipping the ledge, or like not being able to get up the ledge with the barrel. But like for a first-time player, that might be kind of a beginner's trap, essentially. Take care, everyone. Please come visit us in the Mushroom Kingdom someday. Princess Peach, you have a fine group of friends. I am quite envious. Toadsworth. Lady Lima. Aww. Princess Peach, Mario Bros. I must thank you all. Accept this gift from me to mark our parting. Only Queen Bean gets a new sprite for that scene. Anyway, we have a parting gift. What's inside the box, though? It is Bowser. It's all sneezy, because he just fell in the ocean. Kinda cold. Anyway, hey, that's the game. Again, I kinda was hoping to get through this deathless, but oh well. Again, we actually didn't use the one-up mushroom, I'm pretty sure, at all. Yeah, Luigi actually has more trouble dodging attacks by himself because he has a hard time holding up Mario. Mario can jump relatively unimpeded, so it's kind of interesting. This is a very nostalgic song, by the way. I love the credits song. I love Mario RPG endings in general, the way they kind of do a little throwback kind of a thing. So like we have various characters throughout their journey popping up. So yeah, we have all the friends we made along the way kind of a thing, and that's what a lot of Mario RPGs end up doing for their credits. I love the parade in Paper Mario and Mario RPG. Fantastic. I love this game. Again, this was my first RPG, so I'll always have a soft spot in my heart. It is definitely, I'd say, a pretty good beginner RPG. It's pretty short. Also, RIP Vanpool, they got shut down a couple of years ago, unfortunately. They mostly were doing like Kirby side games, and like I think they did the Return to Dreamland Deluxe. That's a game I should play on stream actually. Do a game clearing. But yeah, I really like this game. It's very nostalgic, and again, it's a game I have pretty well memorized at this point. And yeah, I think this game is kind of special. I think even though I would say Bowser's Inside Story is the best Mario RPG, there's something about how breezy this game is that I really like. It's like, Bowser's Inside Story is like a 40-hour RPG. It's a lot more of a commitment. This one's pretty, like, approachable. Partners in Time is also only like 15 to 20 hours, so it's not too bad. Yeah, this one was only like 12 to 13 hours. It's not bad at all. Yeah, highly recommend. Very fun. I like the blend of platforming, even compared to Paper Mario. I really like how there's a lot of platforming. Like, the battles themselves are a little bit more active because you have the ability to dodge attacks and everything. And yeah, you have a nice little callback, because in the theater, there was a poster for Mario and Luigi, and so this adventure is treated like a movie at the end. Very cute detail. At the Yoshi Theater. Yeah, that wraps up the game, so we'll have to come up with a different one. I'm a little bit on the fence about what I want to do next, actually, so I'll have to figure that out on my own time. Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. This was a lot of fun to go back through this game. Very, very fun time. And ironically, the shortest RPG I have for this series. Oh my god, what am I getting myself into? Even Paper Mario The Thousand Door is like a 40-hour RPG. What am I doing with my life? Thousand Door isn't that far away. It's like, if we're going in order, I would have played Thousand Door in like end of 2004. I probably would have played this late 2003. So like, the gap between them wasn't that strong, like that big. And weirdly enough, playing this game actually kind of spoiled me on Thousand Door. It's like, I miss being able to dodge attacks. I miss being able to like, do certain actions. So we'll obviously talk about that once we get to Thousand Door, which will actually not be that long from now, if we're going in order. But first, we have some other games to check out. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I always enjoy playing this game. I don't know if I told the story, but I literally got to the point where I would go through that final boss, like, over and over and over again. Like, I would literally beat that final boss constantly. Because there was such a wall for me, and also as a kid with a lot of free time on my hands, to be totally blunt. So I would literally just beat the final boss, and then reload the game, and do it again. And I would do that, like, I did that like 10 to 20 times, like straight up, because this boss was such a wall that I just wanted to get really good at it. I think that's part of the reason I'm kind of bummed out that I died once, because typically, well, to be fair, in my defense, it had been a long time since I had played this game, so I'm kind of rusty at it. But either way, it's like, still a very fun boss. I'm glad it only took 2 tries and we didn't have to use the mush badge to speed things up. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite games, hence the stream series. Though a couple of games we've played for this series aren't really my favorites. Again, like Sonic 1 was more just an intro game. In hindsight, I actually would have skipped Sonic 1, probably, to make room for something else, but oh well. So, straight up, this took a lot less time than I expected it to. So, like, what if I show this off real quick? This will be very quick. We're gonna do the final boss again, because we got time. Again, I was expecting the stream to potentially take the full 3 hours that I had allotted, or maybe even take 3.5 hours, because that's like the upper limit of what I can actually do stamina-wise. I was afraid it would take the whole time, so we got through that so fast. It's like, screw it, let's flex on Paletta a little bit here. So we have the Mush Badge equipped, so if you remember how much damage we were doing with, damn, that was a miss, and that did 109 damage. 151, 40, wow, okay. I'm not really doing this fast because I keep botching the action commands, unfortunately. Okay, let's try regular Chopper Bros, see if that goes any better for us. But yeah, the damage cap is so high now that we were doing 40 per hit at the worst side of it, which means we just shredded her health really quickly. No. Again, if you have 99 of every type of mushroom, you're gonna be doing like 200 or 300 damage per Bros attack. Minimum. Probably more than that. So, yeah, if you want to completely break this fight, just stock up on mushrooms. I'm very happy that she actually started with this attack every single time today. The other problem is, if I had actually died here, I would have just loaded the save state, because, like, again, we're just kind of flexing on the boss. At this point, we're not... Oops, that was stupid on my part. I should have used a full heal. Just gonna do this. That's not far back enough. Just to speed it up a little bit so we don't have to sit through an attack cycle. Well, let's try Cyclone Bros to see how this goes. So we were doing like 15 before, now we're doing 50 per hit. I want to say there's a way to steer it, but I actually don't know if that's true or not. Yeah, our counterattacks are doing like 20, now we're doing 59. So over doubling our counterattacks. Against the head, we had some difficulties taking it out, but with a single Splash Bros, we did 187. Took out a hand with a counterattack. So now we can really flex a little bit. So we were doing about 150-ish per turn with the moves we had before. So hypothetically, if we are like really good at this, which I'm not, we can easily one-cycle this heart phase. That was a really big chunk of damage. I don't know how much that actually was though. Yeah, the drop off it. Oops. That was a drop. That wasn't a damage cap. I don't think this game has damage caps like Paper Mario does. Like, it works a little bit differently in that regard. That's one I still have to worry about, because this was still getting me killed earlier. But yeah, again, this is without maxed out numbers of mushrooms. This is like with half as many as you can potentially have, essentially. And again, if you want to be really overpowered, but take a risk, you can also equip the Great Force on either of your preferred Mario Bro to double your damage, but also increase the damage taken. But again, if you one-cycle the fight, then you don't really have to worry about taking damage. Again, this was pretty sloppy in terms of like messing up a lot of action commands early on. But again, we were doing 2 before, and now we're doing 41 damage per hit. So yeah, if we can keep this going, we can easily win the fight like this. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate that since we had time. It only took like 2 or 3 minutes, I think. And like all the games in this series, you do have Mario Bros. Included as a little extra minigame. Again, you actually do have like Rumble support on NSO, which is really nice. The final time was probably a little bit over 12 hours, counting the final boss, the escape, and credits. Yeah, a lot of fun. I'm kind of feeling like Kirby is gonna be our next game, which is gonna be very interesting. Because I have a way to play Kirby for this. However, I wish it was on NSO. It'd make my life a lot easier. The only problem if it was on NSO is I'd have to go and unlock everything manually. Whereas on like other solutions, shall we say, I can just download a save and have everything unlocked. So that does change things a little bit in terms of planning. But yeah, next game chronologically would probably be Kirby's Air Ride. Unless I decide to toss a couple other things in. Like, I could go back into Yoshi's Island, because I could do Yoshi's Island, because I kind of skipped over it by accident. But also, it's not really as much of a favorite, to be honest. Like, I like it, but also I'm not, like, as into Yoshi's Island compared to others. I have a lot of childhood memories of it, but also the game is just kind of a pain in the ass, if I'm being real. Like, it's just kind of a difficult game. The 100%. Any percent's not bad. 100%'s where it gets really rocky, I'd say. So, yeah. My current plan is to probably start Kirby at some point. Next Monday, again, I might end up doing, like a chatting stream, like go over the trailers I want to catch from Summer Games Fest or any other potential events that may happen, but not dedicated like a ton of time to it, and then just maybe do a short game. Maybe I would do Air Ride. Maybe I'd still have time, because like, if I want to go through all the like content in Air Ride, that's not going to take very long. Because if I just do one race on each track, that's going to take like half an hour. If I do every top right course, that's going to be like 15 minutes. And then the rest is just city trial. And even if I do like every city trial mode, it's still going to be a short stream. So yeah, next week might be like trailer watching and a little bit of Air Ride. And again, Air Ride will probably be a one-off, just because like how much can I really get out of this game without online. If the game ever does get added to NSO, and if I frankly know enough people with a Switch too, I would definitely consider planning like an Air Ride night, or just like multiplayer Air Ride. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, next Thursday, I'm gonna try to do a stream. Probably. What would I stream? I have no idea. I could do a game clearing, or I could do something special. One idea I've been floating in my head is actually revisiting older games to give them a second chance. I don't know what to call it. I've talked about this before, like second chance game clearing is kind of a mouthful. But I have thought about doing something like that, because there are some games that are like, this game is really well liked, but I didn't quite click with it. So I think it might be interesting to go back to some and try to like give them a second chance to see if I end up clicking with them any better. Yeah, also this other Thursday's kind of a big deal, shall we say. So I might try to come up with something for that instead. Yeah, we shall see. I'm very much tired after that. This wasn't even a long stream, and I'm kind of worn out at the moment. Like, that was a lot more effort than I thought. Also, I'm just kind of winded in general because my allergies are really flaring up, to be honest. So I think I'm just kind of more tired than I normally would be. kind of running on fumes lately, so we're gonna call it here, obviously. Yeah, hi. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, happy Pride Month. I also might try to do some things for Pride Month, like I have some games that would be relevant. Obviously, this is the elephant in the room of a game I could do for Pride Month, but the problem is, I'm saving it. So we're not doing Celeste. Because I'm saving that for later, and it'll be a bit, because, like, I played that game in 2018, I played Superstar Saga in 2003, so there's gonna be a bit of a time gap. Hi Tawankai, welcome on in. Unfortunately, we are just wrapping up. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and decide what to play on Thursday. Again, it's not like I don't have options. Especially given Thursday, but... Hey, what if I just, like... What if I just start, like, replaying Breath of the Wild on stream on Thursday? That'd be... I don't know if that'd be a good idea. But I'm just kind of thinking, like, hey, what if I just do that? It's like, I'm gonna be playing it anyway on Thursday, probably. So... What if I just stream it? But I also had an idea for, like, an incentive run of it, where I basically do... like a subathon, where like for every sub I have to collect a Korok, or like for every like $5 donation I have to collect a Korok. And I don't feel like I'm ready to do something like that, so we'll see. But again, I'll try to think of something to stream on Thursday. Maybe we'll just do something chill, maybe we'll just vibe. Just kind of mess around with different Switch games. See how they run on new hardware. But yeah, I will come up with something hopefully. If not, there won't be a stream on Thursday. But again, we shall see. At this point, I am just rambling. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, rest of your day, and so on. I might as well get in the habit of being better about this. You can hear my loud-ass keyboard probably, even with noise cancellation on. Is it just this? Yeah, it is. You got that, so you have like YouTube, you have the VOD channel, which again is like usually just cutting out the intermissions where I'm not talking. Main channel is like kind of like cut down streams into sort of a let's play format. I'm thinking about maybe going more for a highlight format in the future though. Like cutting them much shorter, especially as the games get longer. Because it's like, you know, even Sunshine is like 4 streams. It's gonna be a bit, if it's done episodically. So as in a highlight format might be better, especially for the blue coins. So I'll try to figure it out. But again, I might experiment. Might also do some original content over on the YouTube. I have some stuff in mind, I just need to sit down and actually do it. I think this will work. Yeah. I don't think I have any other links to really plug. I mean, like, if you enjoyed the stream, you can follow for notifications of when I go live. In the future, I no longer have a Discord because I do not want to have to deal with, like, stuff like that. So I never even promoted having a Discord, let alone... I think I have it linked, but it will go to nothing now, so oops. Yeah, there's been a lot of issues with Discord to the point where I don't really want to have a Discord server. to be blunt. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go rest up. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good day and a good week if I don't stream again by then. Yeah, good night everybody. Take care.